have a plan.
What sort of plan?
A plan that cannot possibly fail.
Would this brilliant plan involve us climbing out of our trenches and walking very slowly towards the enemy, sir?
How could you possibly know that, Blackadder? It's classified information.
It's the same plan that we used last time, and the 17 times before that.
Who are the 17%? Who are they? Who the hell are the 17%? Anybody in here from 17%? Don't raise your hand, it may be dangerous.
Cathay Gazette takes up the cudgels in the fight to end queuing. While the ministries of Food, Labour and Transport promise action against queues, there arises a woman champion for the housewife, Mrs. Lovelock of Selhurst, a London vicar's wife and originator of the anti-queue movement now sweeping the country.
Here are the world's food headlines. Grain crops in Australasia crippled by drought. Storms clamp down on the whaling season, reducing supply of fats for margarine. European food-producing land still suffering from war's aftermath. Ministry of Agriculture tells farmers it may be worse than in war.
So I think I might have been in Washington 17 times in my life. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. We had 17 Republicans plus me. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, planning it for 17 years.
And I felt one morning especially that it was quite time that we British housewives did something about it.
It would be true to say, Mrs. Lovelock, that you have inspired women to rise against this hangover of war.
Yes, and I do believe that a nationwide rising of the housewives would end this terrible curse of queuing.
If you're tired of queuing or haven't the time, Miss Estelle Kelway will queue for you.
And in the East, it's the same terrible story. Rice means life to these people. That is why Britain stands down and says, we will take no rice this year, for we are stronger than the people who live in dread of famine.
Supposed to be a bad thing, or? All of these things going on, and you know what I mean by that. The fake news, the culture of the world, all of the bad things that went on. The world was swamp. And you know what happened? You know what I did? A big favor. I fought the swamp. I fought them all. 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 I fought them all.
radio.
Hello, all Kool-Aid aircraft. I'm going to attack, to attack, to attack, to attack.
Hello, my name's Charles Foxtrot. I'm an author, and this is my pseudonym, hence the sunglasses. Welcome to Join the Q. This is the third episode, and we aim to provide Q discussion with a Q perspective. If you're joining on my Rumble channel, you're probably one of very few. It's a new channel. There's 5 or 6 other channels feeding into the studio, so we should have a fair deal of comments and questions coming in, but please join in. And as usual, I'm joined by Stephen and Stu, and Simon is fiddling around in the background as usual. Welcome, chaps. How's your fortnight been?
Hi, guys.
What guests have you been having on your shows? Let me ask you that. Tell us how your fortnight's been and who you've been speaking to.
Well, you can go first, Stephen.
Oh, I've not been so active at the moment because I've had a bit too much to do, so I'm just taking it easy. A few locals, but
Pubs.
no pubs. I forgot really. I'll have to look it up.
Well, we put you on the spot there. So whilst you're trying to remember what you did yesterday,
Well, I can do mine. I've just got my calendar up because last time I spoke to you guys, I was in the good old US of A. We just finished the Awakening Summit, which was absolutely amazing event. And people can still buy the recording of that if you go to the awakeningsummit.org. It's only $36, I think, for the whole 2 days. And there was loads of people there, too many to mention because I don't want to leave any out. And then I got back sort of like last weekend, 2 weeks ago. We've had Lance Shuttler on, Matt Geiger. We did an Awakening Summit round table with Joe Rosati, Chris O'Connor, Lisa Schermerhorn, someone else. We've had Jason Q on back again on Friday. We did Rachel Vaughan for our Monday Respect show with Mark Abrahams this week. Well, we also did Patriots Underground as well. Good friend of the Maestro there. And that was Mark Abrahams' last Respect show. And I've got to say that I've been waiting to chat with Patriots Underground for a long time, and I couldn't imagine a better time to have our first meeting with him than Mark's last show, and it was wonderful. And I'd love to chat with him a bit more. Who else have we had on? Rachel Vaughan, that was for our 4th Respect show. We had Lewis Herms on because he's running for governor of California, and it's 3 weeks to the primary vote where they pick the 2 going forward candidates. And we've just had Patrick Gunnels on for the first time, and Patrick was with us in New York, but amazing to have Patrick on. He's a legend. Love him.
I need him to read out some of my book. I need that gravel and his voice and his the way he delivers things. It's so theatrical.
It's poetic.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be willing to do that. He does love a read.
I was joking, but we've all heard him being told by John Herald, right, read that out, and you think, oh, poor guy, he's suddenly got this script.
He loves it.
On the spot.
If it's an epic thread, he'll read it.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's been 2 weeks, and it's too long because so much happens, and I get to the point where I can't even look at. I get my news from X mainly. I can't even look at it because I think I'm going to read something now that's going to completely destroy my plans for the show because it's going to be much bigger than anything else I've got ready. So I kind of take a sneaky little peek, but obviously I think we should just talk through maybe what's happened in the last 2 weeks. I've got a few things. I think the first thing that cropped up was Ratvid 26. Are they going to be? Are they in the middle of staging a new pandemic?
Got to do everything twice. Repeats necessary.
Following the same playbook, eh?
Yeah. Well, as usual for this show, I've got a blank piece of paper in front of me because I like to wing it on here and just go off.
Wing it then. Wing it then. What do you think? Are they? Listen, I
can tell you one thing, right? That video there was put out everywhere by the fake stream media. Now, if the dark hats were in control of that, you would think they're all in cahoots together. If the white hats are in control of the media, they've put that video out on purpose because that is the worst bad acting, right?
Yes.
Obviously reading from a script.
You can see his eyes, yes.
And 48 to 72 hour rule, people have already been digging into this geezer. Funnily enough, there was pictures of him telling everyone, videos of him telling everyone to take the jab. We've got pictures of him laying in a hospital bed. He was one of the people.
His sister's in the scientific world, the deep state scientific world.
Excellent. So, is it so obvious that the white hats are putting it out there to?
Well, that's exactly what I said. I think, along with loads of other things that are going on at the moment, things are so poorly executed and so comical. It can only be white hats exposing it. And as this is going through exactly the same playbook, so you've got a crisis actor, you find out that they went through a practice 2 or 3 days before. They've got a jab lined up. They've got a bus driver with no protection whatsoever driving a whole load of victims, in their suits. It's just exactly the same, and I think. If the white hats, make it so clear that the black hats are staging a pandemic, an awful lot of people are really going to go, oh, right, okay, sir, I can see what you're doing. That's what you did last time.
Yeah, there's multiple videos coming out as well of people there in hazmat suits and then other people standing next to him in just shirts and t-shirts, or people walking past the scene, and it's so obvious. But the movie's not for us. Even though we're the only ones watching it, the movie's for the normies.
But I agree, and I just think that it is so extremely ridiculous that there will be a few normies waking up. Not that I think we need normies to wake up right now, because we're beyond that point anyway. Things are going to happen anyway, but it's rather pathetic. But I do think that their aim is to accelerate this as before, to use their new PCR tests that they've got to get the numbers up, and then we've got the World Cup, haven't we? So I think their aim is possibly to use the World Cup to be a massive accelerant, and as with COVID, really what's coming up is a very important US election, and that's why they did the first one, or prime reason for the first one. And this is, I think, the playbook for the second. And the thing is, they always use invisible danger, don't they? So, like a virus, or like a cyber attack. Cyber attacks are hilarious because they could just announce there's been a cyber attack on the water system and just turn off the water, and everyone believes it's a cyber attack.
Yeah. I just want to say as well, the only reason we're trying to wake the normies up is because everyone's gonna, maybe minus 4 to 6%, is gonna have their awakening, and the sooner they have it, the less it's gonna work. Basically, because if you have it now, or you've already had it, you're digging into things, you're getting little bits drip fed and stuff. If you keep ignoring it and ignoring it and ignoring it, it's going to hit in the face like a steam train when when the flood comes.
And Q pretty much says that the reason why we're only going to be seeing sort of 20% rather than 80%, it's just that people won't be able to handle it. So it would be better for people to start handling it incrementally in stages rather than all in one go, I guess. But Tedros is already on TV and doing his stuff, which is that second picture there, Simon. There he is. There's our man. I mean,
are these people already capitulated? Come on, we talk about full control, right? And we can see full control. Now, there's that argument about if people are still getting hurt, you can't have full control, but you can have full control of the chessboard and the moves and many characters in that as you steer this game to its finality. People need to keep themselves out of the way. People need to wake up. People need to take themselves.
Sometimes you lose a few pawns to get into
it's called
checkmate situation, collateral damage. Yeah,
in a war, and many people don't even realise we're in the biggest war for humanity that has ever been fought, even though they can't see it and there's not bullets flying everywhere and bombs falling. You know.
Well, I mean, we'll get onto it, but we're going to talk about devolution later on, which I think includes the need to talk about warp speed. But warp speed obviously had some collateral damage potentially with people taking vaccines, and that's always a big one for a lot of people. They can't get over that. But yeah, anything else on the old Hunter virus?
I've got a small clip here showing these guys. It's hilarious.
Go on then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best way to wake the normies up. Just show them this total.
Yeah, that is one of the clips I was talking about, Stephen. Yeah.
So I think a little picture there of Nigel Farage just popped up. So going on to that, we had our midterms here, didn't we? And Reform, swept the boards, and Starmer sunk to an all-time low.
Good. And you're perfect. It's the Biden years. We're in the pause period in the UK.
Absolutely.
What was it? Patrick Gunnell said something beautiful, and I haven't been in our show from earlier to clip it yet. But if you couldn't pay someone to do a better job of destroying the fucking Labour Party.
Yeah. So is he a black hat under white hat control, or is he a white hat who's been playing a role ever since?
He could be either of those two, or he could be an actor playing the part of him, and that's not him at all.
Yeah, there's always that third option, I guess. It just makes me laugh though. You've got these awful weak men, haven't you? You've got. Do you remember the image of Starmer boxing, punching a punch bag? Just weak and pathetic. And we have like Macron, and we have Wes Streeting, and all of these. They're all just weak men. But have they got a Napoleon complex, or have they got a God complex?
Well, they're probably all blackmailed for a start. The original.
I think they are now. I think they are. Yeah.
They're probably white-mailed now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They were blackmailed originally, and now they're under the control of the white hats. Now they're white-mailed. Yeah, which we can explain. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, well, that's blackmailing someone is sort of nefarious, isn't it? But if the white hats get hold of a black hat and say, "You're now going to work for us," that's sort of white mail, basically. Like Robert David Steele said, didn't he? Take the deal, motherfucker, or you are going to die.
Yeah. Half of the people with Trump in China are being white-mailed, which we'll talk about again. But I think then we see the king in his finery. The man is in pain, don't you think? I think he's in ultimate pain phase, where he's got the Rothschilds prodding him and Trump strangling him, and he's sort of swaying between the two. He basically sort of instructed his ministers, didn't he, to bring in digital ID, and his ministers. Please.
Sorry, can I just ask you something? How many of these people, like the Rothschilds, King Charles, etc., do you think are still in positions of any power at all? Or do you think they're just there playing out a part because most of them have already been mopped up behind the scenes, and this has to play out publicly because the White Hats are in full control of this?
Personally, I think there's some still there under control and cornered, and it'll probably help because I think the White Hats need the Black Hats to play out a lot of what they're doing and to keep communicating with each other so that they can all be rounded up, right? So you probably need to keep a few of them in play. What do you think, Steve?
Well, they can't do any damage, I don't think.
Yeah,
they can't do any big damage. I think they've got instructions to do exactly what the White Hat's telling them. That's what Ricardo Bozios always says. They've had a gun put to the head, and they've told you'll cooperate, or you're going south. So I don't think they can do so much damage. Not big damage anyway. So I think they're all under control. Under control, or they've been replaced with masks. We know the technique on masks is beyond our comprehension. I mean, we can't even fathom how.
Well, you showed Michael Jackson wearing one 2 weeks ago, didn't you? Which was fantastic. Yeah, and that was when he was alive, which was like what 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, but that's showing Michael Jackson in a total different image.
Yeah,
but you've got masks that are perfect imitations or perfect copies of the real person.
Yeah.
So that's a different thing. Yeah. So I think that they've all submitted to some point or been replaced. And we're waiting now for the big reveal, and I don't think that's going to be a big reveal like, oh, everybody's been rounded up. We'll have to do this organically, because if it's too big a shock, I know we would like the normies to be shocked and be waken up, with a kind of bucket challenge, but it's not going to be like that. It's going to be very organic, I think.
Yeah, there's absolutely, but I think it's it's coming very quickly. And I think I've said before, I think the disclosure film might well be a 2-hour whatever epic that pretty much covers everything. Personally, I don't think it's going to be too much about aliens and UFOs, but we'll come on to that actually as well. But
Charles, who's going to watch this movie, this Disclosure Day? I mean, are the normies going to watch it? Or
what if every device is turned off apart from somehow just showing?
I don't see that happening.
You don't see an EBS coming, Stephen?
Sorry?
You don't see an EBS coming?
Not in the way that we would wish. No, I don't think it's going to happen. No, I don't think it. No.
Well, there's no right or wrong.
Maybe locally, but not global. Sorry, not worldwide.
There's no script here. It's never been done before, so we are just purely speculating, aren't we?
Well, there is a script, isn't there?
We are so weary, guys. We are so weary, and we want it to happen when we're so tired and fatigued, and we've lost patience. And there's a lot of people jumping off. I mean, I'm tired of following all this 24/7 for 6 years now. I'm just fatigued, So I've taken a bit of a distance. I've not watched the news or been scrolling through all the.
You need to, yeah. We all need to switch off, but just don't do it all at once, because we're some of us take a break whilst others of us get deep in.
You know what the problem is? It's a big script, and it's like watching a movie or reading a big book, and you don't want to miss any chapters because you'll miss the sequence. You know what I mean?
Every day, for years now, something significant has happened. In my opinion, I've seen something significant. I've seen a step forward every day. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
some days are usually pretty quiet, though.
Some days or Sundays.
Sundays.
Yeah.
Why am I quiet on Sundays?
No, Sundays are pretty quiet. You said every day something's happened. No.
Right.
It's what I've found over the last 4 or 5 years is that Tuesdays and Fridays tend to be quite big ones. We're getting a constant stream of D-Class, but the weekends tend to be a little bit quieter, especially Saturday.
Well, I think God's on our side and he wants us to rest on Sundays, doesn't he?
You might be right.
Anyway, let's move on. I mean, Trump said that he had a problem with spelling with his phone. I don't know if you caught this.
The military sorted it for him.
Yes. And the military sorted it for him, which I thought was a really nice com, just to sort of, remind us all that spellings matter or misspellings matter. And it's a military form of communication.
We get comms all the time. Comms from Trump, Scavino, Flynn, Department of Labour.
Yeah, Scavino's banging them out. I mean, I don't even bother trying to decode them now. I just think, I know.
Trump and a few others have been double posting as well a lot lately. And they make a post, then they make another post, and Dave Newstreet has been following this quite a lot. It's the duration between the posts and the links adding up to 17, taking the Q drops, and spelling changes, etc.
Yeah, I never got into the gaps between words and counting those. Did you, or do you?
Well, Grasshopper does all the time, doesn't he?
and then he mentioned tippy top again, didn't he?
Yeah.
And there's I think. Is there a slide? Is there a slide about tippy top? No, I don't think. Yes, there is. I think it's after. Sorry, I've gone out of sync there. Yeah. No, next one. Sorry, Simon. I'm well out of sync. Next one. I've given away what I was going to talk about.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, fairly early into the Q drops, an anon asked Trump to say "tip top, tippy top," which was a bit of a challenge. But he did, didn't he?
It was Easter, eh?
Do you know who that was?
2018 in Easter.
What, in the bunny suit?
Yeah.
No, who said? Who made that post?
No, I don't.
Sean.
Yeah, it was on another post, wasn't it? That said, can you put that? Was Sean Anon did that? Who's American Rising Media?
Oh, right. Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
I always wish I was the guy who first responded to the very first drop, which is like, "Who are you?" You could, yeah, that's so. You could be so famous for being the first guy to respond to Q, especially by saying, "Who are you?"
Oh, I tried to get Q. You know, when people were going, "I'm from England, where we go, when we go all." I did a tiny little video of that. I put it in there. I put it in various places. But Q was posting these drops from people all around the world. Wasn't he saying?
Yeah. Okay, so the other thing is, I mean, he made it quite clear that some moves are being made to change the whole financial system. So he put out this picture of his. I think there's that. Yes. Did you see that? The $100 bill. It's got some really interesting things in it. It's got his signature, his face. Apparently, you're not supposed to put a face on a not on a Federal Reserve bill. But that is a clear indication that a gold-backed financial system is going to be coming in pretty quickly. Did you see that?
Has the Clarity Act been signed today? Because it's the 14th of May, eh?
Yeah,
it's all right.
Not yet.
No, I don't think so. And then in the slide before that, Simon, I mean, obviously he's been talking about Fort Knox and going in and checking the gold. Mm-hmm. And there's a question there and there's an answer. Gold shall destroy the Fed. And then they brought in a new guy, haven't they, at the Fed?
Well, let's see if Nick Shirley turns up at the Fed then, shall we? Because everywhere he goes, something happens soon after.
Well, that's what I was... Yeah, go on.
I've got a question here. Gold shall destroy Fed. Capitals, F-E-D.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say gold shall destroy the Fed, capital F, small e, small d. So what's you know?
What are your thoughts there then?
I'll just throw it in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
it would be great, of course. It would be logic as well. Gold shall destroy the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. I don't think grammar was like a key concern, although everything matters. Everything does matter. Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just an interesting thing, and I think let's go on to the UFOs. There was this big disclosure with the UFOs. Now, I can't get too excited about the UFOs.
Can I just say, Happy Ascension Day?
No, yeah, I was coming on to that. He's giving it away.
You stole his thunder.
You
stole his thunder.
Oh, I was coming on to that. Never mind. Somebody posted an image of a big triangular UFO.
TR3B.
I don't know, but I'm a bit suspicious about some of these things because, like, answer me this: why does a UFO have lights on it? For what purpose? It's not to see where it's going, because it's going to be a little. It's going to be indicators. I mean, it doesn't need to see where it's going. Surely it's too advanced for that. It doesn't need to comply with aviation rules. So I just wonder why, when you see these so-called UFOs, and the other thing is any three lights is going to make a triangle. So I mean, I just find these things quite interesting.
Make it visible.
Well, I think this first this disclosure drop is only a tiny bit of it anyway, and you can look at a lot of these things and say there's nothing we haven't seen before, but on other bits it's like, oh, that's interesting. So
yeah,
the trouble is, if you just go like this to people, bang, here they all are, an 8-foot walking bluebird ban, all these sorts of things, right? Religion's gone worldwide as it's been taught to people. So you cannot just go bosh like that. There'd be turmoil everywhere. Drip, drip, drip.
And religion will be gone as well when people find out what the Catholic Church and the Vatican's been doing. So you'll have to do that very, very
didn't we all? I knew that as a child. Nobody told me. It was bloody obvious. But I'm surprised that people didn't have that kind of insight. I mean, they scared the crap out of me, the Catholics. The whole imagery of nuns and popes and what have you. Anyway, Ascension Day. Yes, happy Ascension Day. And have you been watching Trump and his entourage in China?
Oh, yeah. Got a few clips here as well.
Amazing. Just amazing. I mean, I think that they've I think that they've just introduced the greatest reset. As Trump was posting quite a lot, wasn't he? The greater reset or the greatest reset. The biggest thing that the British sort of imperial system has relied on for decades and decades is the notion that Russia and China are the big bogeymen, and that's all falling apart. And
I've got a clip here as well. If Simon will just show it.
Yeah, and then obviously go on.
The over 300 million American people are reinvigorating the spirit of patriotism, innovation, and enterprise, and ushering in a new journey for the development of the United States. The people of China and the United States are both great peoples, achieving the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and making America great again. We can go hand in hand. We can help each other succeed and advance the well-being of the whole world.
Yep. And it's going to happen really quickly. Yeah, and it's going to happen really quickly, isn't it? That's why I took all of the. Okay, that's why I took all of these.
Share my screen just quickly.
Yep.
Just very quickly. Q drop 140 from November the 11th, I think, 2017. What if China, Russia, and others are coordinating with POTUS to eliminate the New World Order?
Yeah, indeed. Exactly.
9 years ago. 9 years ago.
Yeah. And, you know, a bit like the Catholics, I never felt Russia was the big bogeyman. You could always see the sort of propaganda. Where's Stephen gone? Who's that?
Simon kicked me out.
Yeah. So yeah, quite clearly, and you can throw in probably India and Japan into that group. So you know, we're left with bloody EU and Canada and Australia. They're just going to be kind of what's the
Five
word?
Eyes.
Pincered. Five Eyes. Yeah, that was a nice way to get around the rules about spying on your own citizens, wasn't it? You just
the Commonwealth is finished there. I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Cool. So I'm just moving on, or kind of going back to the midterms, and I was just wondering whether, because I always used to say to people, "Oh, we'll never be able to vote our way out of this. It's the military have to step in." You know, we're going to have a state of once the entire establishment has been outed as you know, criminals at best and pedos at worst. They're all, you know, none of them can stay in power or in government, and you know, we'll probably end up with a state of martial law. But I'm just wondering, maybe, you know, is Reform and Farage, is he a sheep in wolf's clothing? Because I think we're all a bit suspicious of him. But is he the other way around? Is it like a opposite of a Trojan horse? You know, to get in and appear, you know, slightly middle ground, I suppose, by having quite a few sort of Muslims in your group and saying things that are possibly not as full on as Rupert Lowe might say. But I mean, are they going to just manage to get their feet under the table and then morph into something that we would prefer?
Well, I'm quite intrigued with what's going on over here at the moment, because Labour, obviously Rupert Lowe, the name came in. We saw that video change to the restore change to the Q. We all thought that, but Nigel Farage has been with Trump a lot. It was Rupert Lowe brought in to go so to the right, that it pushed Labour voters to reform. You know, this is multi-dimensional chess going on. I still see Farage at the moment as a goodie if I have to stick my neck out.
Yeah, I do. What were you going to say, Steve?
I wasn't going to say anything because I'm not following the English politics. But Nigel Farage seems he seems legit, doesn't he? I mean,
yeah, they've got this thing on him about this 5 million gift, which is just ridiculous. I mean, he was probably very, very reluctant to do this in the first place, and I don't personally see anything wrong with someone who really wants change to say, look, you know, you're the banks are probably going to tie up your money, and you know, you're going to find life very difficult, and they won't provide you with any security, and you know, if I give you a bit of money to see you through, then would you stand? So I don't see anything wrong with that. But I mean, obviously they're going for that. But in the Q drops, there's plenty of talk about. If you look at the first picture in this topic, there's plenty of talk about doing things lawfully and. About things being done right and according to the rule of law, about how things must carry weight, and you can only do that if you can sort of get rid of all the bad actors, can't you? Like all of the people in Whitehall, maybe, or in America, all the people in the FBI, all the bad players in the CIA, and what have you. So you've got to allow I mean, Trump was obviously voted in, even though obviously there's a military backing behind him. There's another picture which again is sort of talking about. It says things like, "We understand that there is extreme fatigue and frustration regarding the wheels of justice. Things take time, and it's not necessarily going to be. I mean, I think the deep state players are going to be taken out pretty quickly, and then this brings me on to something else. I mean, just interrupt if you've got something to say, because I'm just waffling on now. But are we going to have like a what's the thing they had in South Africa? Truth and reconciliation process.
Act. Yeah.
Do you think we're going to have that? Because we've got people who are sort of they've kept their blinkers on, don't want to know. Are they collaborators, or are they, or you've got people who work for the police force? I mean, were they just following orders, or how is this whole thing going to be dealt with?
I was listening to Scott Mackay, Jaco, and Brad Wozniak the other night, played a little clip in the show, and Elise and I have been talking about, these sealed indictments and 99 names on each. And so we're talking over 60 million arrests. But Brad Wozniak was saying his calculations, there's 100 million people that Satanists and paedophiles and whatever they are eradicated.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump brought back the firing squad, hasn't he, for treason?
He did that in about 2020, 2021, didn't he, I think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know whether there's been something more recent. I definitely saw something a little bit more recent.
Yeah, I did.
I read it as well.
Yeah. But as we're talking about voting our way out of it and what's going on in British politics, I see Wes Streeting's thrown his hat in the ring. There's a little picture there, Simon. Come on.
I just want to say as well, quickly, that if they eradicate these voting machines, it's 1 day voting, paper ballots only. You have to vote in person unless you're military or ill or something like that. And people actually go out. Can you imagine if 95% of the people are waving Trump flags and America flags and stuff, and then the vote got flipped and still went the other way? How many people that would wake up when everyone knew it was there in your face?
That happened.
It could even result in a civil war. They don't want that, do they? I mean,
who don't want that?
People,
the baddies want that.
Yeah.
I mean, the people go crazy if that happens. I mean, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, and there's always going to be a percentage who it doesn't matter what you show them. You could
4 to 6%.
Yeah, exactly. They're forever gone. I'm constantly on a daily basis arguing with this guy. I don't know why I do, but I always do. And I'm just astounded at how he won't budge. He's taken all the jabs. He believes everything the BBC say. And if I send anything to him that's clear, 100% unequivocal, he'll just ignore that. But then
why do you keep putting the energy into it?
I don't know. It wears me out. And he's a I don't. But I mean, surely maybe I've got a learning disability or something.
I've stopped doing that. It's costing too much energy. Just leave them.
No, I know. Well, I tried to maintain him as a friend as well. I have to say that he was involved in some business with me, so he's probably.
But he's not going to be a friend for too long if you keep harassing him with all this stuff.
Funnily enough, we can have these massive arguments.
It's not going to be good for business, Charles. It's not going to be good for business, is it?
Worry not. Bigger and better things are coming. Anyway, so. That's what we were talking about, I suppose. We've come on to another section which I wanted to talk about, which is, but why no arrests? This is what everyone's banging on about, why no arrests?
Well, I think they've already happened. These arrests. It took them out. And we're watching actors with masks and what have you, and CGI and all that stuff. But it's going to be rolled out in a drip fashion. But we're waiting for the first arrest it will cause a mass pop awakening or something like it.
I think we had the first arrest, which is in the next picture, actually.
Maduro, you going to say?
Yeah, I think it's Maduro. Yeah. I think that was for the US to be able to just fly into another country and just arrest and pull out their leader. It was just such and it was the day after the go signal. Remember the go com? It was the day after, and I think okay, so maybe it hasn't triggered a mass popular awakening as such, because maybe they didn't anticipate people being so bloody deeply asleep. Because I don't think anyone being arrested is going to create a mass popular awakening. Do you? I mean, if they arrested Obama tomorrow, I don't think that's going to. People are just
Obama won't be the first. He won't be the first.
No,
Hillary Clinton might be the first, though, or the person opposing us, Hillary Clinton.
Now, I've said, because that dropped 3717 and the previous drop 3716 are exactly the same.
It's the same, yeah.
Right, they're exactly the same. They were dropped at exactly the same time.
Why would they do that? Why would they do that?
It's like New York. So good they said it twice.
503.45 is 17. It was on the 17th, 3717. And 3716 is a 17 as well, isn't it?
This is one of the biggest misquoted as well. People say sort of things like the first arrest will shock the world and things like that, don't they? And it was never a drop. But I think
you could argue that the first arrest has already happened.
Yeah.
Maduro. You could argue Ghislaine Maxwell was the first arrest, because that is going to send shivers around the world, isn't it? However, if we still haven't had this first arrest yet, I've said that potentially we could have two people arrested at the same time. Now we talk about, I'd love to see Obama arrested. That would wake a lot of people up, but that would be a political arrest, wouldn't it? Sort of thing.
That's why I don't think it'll wake people up, because they'll just think it's Trump rounding up his political opponents. They have to be tried.
It's not the right moment. It's not the right moment, guys. No.
Yeah, I think the evidence will have to be out there, and it'll have to be so hard that people will go, holy shit, they need to go and arrest him now. And then it happens.
Which is why I think before that, if you do get two arrests, I think two of the perfect people to actually drag out together would be Fauci and Bill Gates at the same time. Now that would turn a lot of heads, because then COVID is in everyone's mind.
And of course the voter fraud as well. 2020 election, it's all tied in. But 30 as queued up 3728. That talks of the enormity of what is coming will shock the world, and people tend to get these mixed up.
Yes, and the same one about the shot heard around the world as well. I think that gets confused as well, doesn't it? But there's lots of reasons why there's been no arrests, and I think Pam Bondi she played an absolute blinder. I felt so sorry for what she had to go through, but I think she had to pretend to be a little bit sort of hamstrung and unable to arrest people, whilst fending off, all of this sort of vitriol and hate. But the DOJ is not going to have all the evidence, is it? It's military.
That sounded like another sting operation anyway, because what happened following that is that they were tracking all the people that were searching the files.
Yeah,
weren't
beautiful.
They? See what they looked at, see whose names they were typing in.
Yeah.
They took the cheese. They took the cheese.
They always take the cheese. These people are stupid. These people are stupid. It's military. The military have all the source, right? Don't they? Space Force. The Department of Justice aren't going to have everything. And then I think there's obviously there's a 100% or 95% corrupt judiciary in the States. So until the midterms, they can't do much about that. So I think they tried a couple of test cases with Comey and Letitia James, didn't they, on silly sort of like mortgage fraud charges or something? But they were slam dunk charges. But they tested them. Of course, they both got off. So there's that. Then, if you say if you knew of a drug cartel and where they were, you wouldn't just go and arrest one of them, because then the rest of them know that one's been taken in, and then
the rats will jump the ship. The rats.
So you keep an eye on them, don't you?
And that is why it's RICO, and that is why the indictments are still sealed.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you open up, it opens up that can of whoop-ass, doesn't it? And worms.
Yeah, and before you get the sealed indictments, you have grand jury, right? And you have grand juries on people that don't necessarily know that they're having a grand jury about them.
Well, that's Sessions and Huber have been working behind the scenes a long time in this. You know, the whole point of Trump having that spat with Sessions to pretend they were enemies was all part of this play 9 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads and loads of reasons, and then the other side of it is the pain and leverage side. So if you've got dirt on someone, you know, you can use that to your advantage, which Trump has done so many times, and he's turned, like we were talking about, you know, blackmailing and whitemailing. I mean, that's happened a lot and is happening, and you know, he's got these people exactly where he wants them. But there's definitely been hundreds of grand juries and thousands of indictments, and you know, it takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they need to throw us a bone now, don't they, Charles?
Oh, don't you think we're getting enough? I think we're getting enough. I think we're getting enough.
Yeah, but a real bone. I
think Maduro was a pretty good one.
Yeah, but I've stated this, that they don't need to throw me any more bones. Right?
No,
I see bones.
No, but to get the throwers a bone, I don't mean for us, but for the normies.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Stephen. Yeah, they don't need to throw me any more bones, because I'm getting information every day that just goes, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they need to throw the normies a bone. That was going to be my point.
Well, what about, if you get the next picture up, Simon, which is the Comey one, with his, not that one, but that's a great photo, the 8647. He's been arrested now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, the normies aren't going to know who James Comey is, for God's sake. But I mean,
well, the intelligent normies will, especially the Americans, right? You know, the educated people who took all the jabs are going to know who Comey is.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot into that. For anyone who doesn't know, 86 means murder, doesn't it? And 47 is Trump. Now, Comey said he just found those shells on the beach. I think, I can't see it here, but in the 8 as well, I think there's 17 stones that make up that 8. I can't remember if it's that or one of the other things.
Well, if there's a 17 in there, probably that would imply a white hat's involved.
Yeah, I think I turned Comey years ago.
Why is the 8 a different colour?
Because
nobody's really
stones in it.
He peed on the 8.
I don't know. Nobody's really gone into that.
This is just drip, drip, drip. Because do we think John Brennan's coming next? You know, this is all roads lead to Obama. You can't arrest Obama first, even though
I think there's been quite a few dog comms, hasn't there? So maybe John Brennan might do a Mueller.
If you saw Marco Rubio dressed in a tracksuit the other day,
that was Maduro's tracksuit.
China, he was wearing the exact same tracksuit that Maduro was wearing when he was lifted.
Yeah, and the big thing with Maduro is. Very soon beforehand, Trump was addressing it was either NATO, UN, or WEF. I think it was WEF, and he basically said he reiterated that the 2020 election was stolen, and a lot of people are going to be arrested soon. And he wasn't just talking about US domestic players. He was talking about a lot of the people in that room. And then almost immediately the military go in and pull Maduro out like that. It was just fantastic.
Let me just ask you a very quick question. Do you think they got Maduro out on the day they told us that they got him out? Or do you think that was a public rollout of something they've done previously?
Well, I mean, yeah, it may. The whole thing could have been staged, and it could have been pre-planned, and you know, goodies are baddies and baddies are goodies, aren't they? But I think, nevertheless, the optics were there, and it was a pretty big statement, and you know, the effect of freeing Venezuela and freeing up the oil and stopping all the drug cartels and the deep state's money and, you know, control of oil and what have you. It was a brilliant geopolitical move, so I would say. But yeah, so sure, is there anything happening in chat? Should we have a break and look and see if any questions or comments or anything that people want?
Could Simon put some things up that appear in the chat? I don't know if Simon can put some things up. Some good remarks here.
Starting a few comments. Right, I don't think a politician.
Somebody, English Hawk, has said, I don't think a politician being first arrest will shock anyone. People half expect it, but then he said lol. So yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, someone else says the more we talk about who the first arrest will be, it's just jumped. The more it makes sense.
In crime, that.
Eh?
That's my partner in crime, that.
Is it? Oh, it's Elisa. Ah, the more it makes sense that it's either Hillary or Obama and Obama. Yeah, for sure.
Love it.
There's a question about, are these data centers they're building really undercover prisons, holding centers? What do you reckon?
Yeah, for the dark side, yeah. I don't think the dark side is in control of pretty much anything now. And I believe the head of the snake was cut off when we heard about this, 2017, Christmas Eve. That's a story we've heard many times. I believe they've been taking people out of prominent positions and putting people in place or making them do things. But there is, 60 million to 100 million. There's criminals everywhere. There's people walking about stabbing people, knocking over old ladies on the head. All this criminality has got to be taken out. So there's still a lot of crap out there. But the actual people that are in control of pulling the strings, I think, is at a minimal. And
I think we've said
a lot of these names behind the scene as well, because we keep hearing, don't we, that it's the people on the Epstein list, the nameless ones, the people that hide the people in these real positions of power. So I don't know since that.
Well, if you take out like the base of a pyramid, then the pyramid topples anyway, doesn't it? And I think we've all sort of said for a long time that the battle's won or the game's won, and they're just playing out the final moves. So someone said the arrest has got to really affect the consciousness of the world. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but like we stated just a while back, you can't just go and arrest Obama. You'd have to inform the people what the hell he's done.
Yeah.
And then the people will accept him being arrested, because if you give people the choice and you just question somebody, in a shopping center, do you prefer Trump or do you prefer Obama? 99% will say Obama.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can't go and arrest the guy. You'll have to,
This is a big part of what John Solomon's doing and what Tulsi Gabbard's doing, and constantly putting out these comms. And Trump, his truths, they're just putting them in the crosshairs all the time.
Yeah. The two times first arrest could be two different people or the same. One times for public figure and the second time as private. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm still arguing that the first arrest has happened, but it's I think that it's so significant and so massive. And has that ever been done before? Has any country ever kind of technically just gone straight in and just extracted the head of state like that with no collateral damage. Anyway, but yeah, we'll find out. It's arguable, you know. I think they're saying about affecting the consciousness of the world. I don't know how many people in the world have got a consciousness anymore. I mean,
yeah,
have they still got pineal glands functioning? I don't know.
Three working brain cells.
Farage said he'll not send the boat people back. That's a problem. Yeah, but I think that's what we're thinking. We're thinking he's playing, you know, he's playing a kind of middle ground to get into that position. And I feel that he'll probably get rid of them all pretty quickly.
Well, you know, that's if all the boat people are just, you know, come over here to take the piss or whatever, or do you know what I mean, or cause trouble. But I believe, personally, from what I've seen, is a lot of the boat people are military men, and they are part of the White Hat military alliance, and they're coming over here, and they've been. Look, we see a bit of grief on the streets. Some certain people hanging around school playgrounds, and a stabbing here and a stabbing there. But the majority of these people, if they're coming over boats and boats and boats and boats every day, you don't see them. Where are they? Are they in hotels? Are they on military bases? Are they going through training? You know, what is an absolutely perfect way to get a lot of military. Well, you could fly a lot of military in, couldn't you, under the cover of night and no one know anything about it. But you could also use those military men to kill two birds with one stone, to show people the immigration problem of this Labour Party government that doesn't give two fucks about the citizens of the UK, really. You know,
well, it's a policy, isn't it, to create mayhem. But I think my missus said to me that if a lot of these people are coming from countries that have been affected negatively by the deep state, they would probably want to come over here and help deal with the deep state. And, you know, for that they will receive, you know, honor, you know, great honor, I suppose, from their families, you know, back home, if that's one way of looking at it.
We know the Afghanistanian pullout by the US military, right, we've seen blow up rubber planes. We've seen all these videos come out. We know a lot of it is scripted, leaving 85 billions worth of military equipment there. You look at the Taliban now, right, compared to what they were, some of the videos of them doing parades, they are a fighting military force, aren't they? And I know Trump's been over there making deals with people all around the world. So that's what I put out there. That's what I manifest.
Future proofs past means it's done already. It's also a Q drop used 51 times. Yeah, I don't necessarily mean it's been done already. Future proofs past is basically how the whole Q drops work. By them not being predictive or prophecies, we have to wait for an event, and then all of the crumbs in the drops make sense, which gives us the proof that the plan is in play. So that's, in my opinion, what future proofs past means. Doesn't necessarily mean it's all done and dusted, but yeah, it's interesting. Somebody said, what if Trump is the first arrest? Everyone knows him worldwide, but he would be able to bring the system. Oh, and then it sort of stops. What if Trump is the first arrest? Well, he was arrested, wasn't he? Was he?
He was. He did all that to set precedent for what's coming for Obama and everyone else.
Yes. Oh, well, this is the thing. The president's precedents. That was a chapter in my first book. I mean, that was the whole thing, wasn't it? Setting these precedents, like with his tax and everything.
That's Wendy just posted that comment, and I would agree to that. Now, grab the popcorn Friday and Saturday, POTUS will be insulated on AF1 abroad. You know, a lot of people are saying things could happen this weekend because he's in China. But if Trump was the first arrest in that situation, I would believe that would be to get the character out of the way, right, by the white hat military. And then these events might go down after that. So that is a certain potential. But I think, you know, Trump's already been arrested. I don't think it would have the same effect.
Who would benefit? Who would benefit?
Exactly. It doesn't reveal the truth in any sense, does it?
No.
Okay. So I was going to talk about or discuss Ingersoll Lockwood.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't do that last time, and people. Hold on a minute, I'm just trying to sort my thingy out. Oh, I've got on to devolution. Okay. Yeah, I've lost the pictures, so I can't see them on my screen. But Ingersoll Lockwood. So this is. I don't go down too many rabbit holes that are. There you go. That are too kind of spooky. Oh, that's not the right word, but anyway. But this, I can't. The only explanation for me for these books and everything within them is that these books weren't written in 1889 and they were written 20 years ago or something. But I don't think that's the case. I think they genuinely were written back then, and it's just amazing. If you so it's basically talking about Baron Trump, who's obviously the son of Donald, and he's quite an amazing guy, isn't he? He's really
I've got
tall.
a picture there for Simon to show. Picture.
Well, I think I might have it if it shows the two next together. Yeah. Is that the picture? Yeah. Well, there's a close up, and the similarities are absolutely amazing, especially when he was younger, especially when Baron was younger. I mean, I guess that Baron,
there, Charles.
Have you got the younger picture? Go on then. Or is that it? You put that up. Okay. I mean, if you look at his. Looking at him, the eye to the right, that eyelid is just spot on, isn't it? Just the way it sort of drops to the side.
I've got a picture in the down there. If Simon would just show it, that's the one there.
Yeah. Do you see what I mean? I mean, the similarities are there, aren't they?
Yeah,
without doubt. So. Let's just go through some of the books. So there was 3 books. There was The Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump and his wonderful dog, Bulger, in 1889. And then there was Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey in 1893. And then The Last President, 1896. So already the titles are talking about a Baron Trump and the president. And Baron's mentor was called Don. And they lived in Castle Trump, and the setting was in New York's Fifth Avenue, which is where Trump Tower is. The last president was a wealthy outsider, so he wasn't a politician. He was a wealthy guy from outside, and he had to deal with a lot of angry mobs. The last president won his unexpected populist, I am reading this obviously, victory on a Tuesday in November in the book. POTUS won on November the 8th, 2016, which was a Tuesday. This one I love. The fictional president appoints a cabinet minister named Pence. Baron Trump's marvelous adventures involved him time traveling through underground portals in Russia. So there we've got the time traveling connection. So if we then sort of bring in Nikola Tesla, pretty much the same year, I think it's 1891, he invented his electromagnetic coil. I think I've got a picture. And some say that was a kind of time traveling machine. And then most of us know this, but John Trump, who was Donald's uncle, there he is, he was a renowned physicist and electrical engineer, and he was detailed by the US government to review all of Tesla's papers in 1943 and subsequently classified them. And then in 2018, when they went through the FBI files, it turned out that the missing documents were all about teleportation.
Looks a lot like Julian Assange, doesn't he?
He does, yes, he does.
Yeah,
he does. Well, Trump's, yes, exactly. And I've just forgotten the name of the US general who Trump looks a little bit like as well.
Patton,
exactly.
Patton. We've got the picture there at the bottom, Julian Assange.
Yeah. So there's the link with Trump and Tesla, and of course now we've got Elon Musk and Donald Trump, best buddies. So the whole thing.
Who wrote that book with? Was it Werner von Braun with his son called Elon, something like it?
I don't know that.
Yeah. And there's no video footage of Tesla. It's a bit weird, isn't it? The question is, did he even exist?
Well, there's photographs, but no video.
There's a few photos that are always the same, but there's no video footage whatsoever of Tesla.
So do you think that Ingersoll Lockwood book was written back then? Or do you think time travel does exist and someone from the future wrote the book and took it back there? Or do you think Forpog has inserted that into the narrative at some stage over the last 10, 20 years?
Sorry, what's Forpog?
The Psychological Operations Group.
Yeah.
When we did our first show together, I think you both said Forpog to me at the same time, and I pretended I knew what you were talking about. I said, yeah, but I had no idea.
The Forpog is the one who's done the Ghost in the Machine videos.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
And there's six
psyop
plus some extra bits.
Yes, they're fantastic. We'll have to talk about that at another point.
Yeah, they've got a YouTube channel with the Ghost in the Machine videos on there.
Yeah.
There's 4POG, 7POG, and 8POG, I think, as well, because I did a bit of a dive and I thought, I hope there's not 107 POGs, for me to dig through. But
well, just to let people know, what are the Ghost in the Machine videos all about? It's the fourth psyop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ghost Army, right? Modern day Ghost Army.
Yeah.
The Ghost Army was an American troop in the Second World War.
Well,
they came originally. I think it was British, wasn't it? But they used all of these deceptive methods to win the war, basically to have blow up tanks and to drive around with loudspeakers sounding like the military and deceiving the enemy into thinking there was going to be an attack when there wasn't. And it ties in with the whole Sun Tzu art of war stuff, which is all deception, isn't it?
Yeah, all war is based on deception. And
absolutely. Yeah. So IngersollLockwood.org is an interesting company or outfit. Obviously, I don't think they have anything to do with Ingersoll Lockwood, the author, but they have this fantastic US debt clock, which we might be able to bring up. And it's gone.
What's on the secret window today?
This is it. I know, it's fantastic, isn't it?
See that in the top right? You've got a secret window. Click on that.
You can click it. Is that live or is that just a picture, Simon? I think that might be just be a picture.
Oh, screenshot, is it?
Yeah, it's a screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would suggest anyone go and have a good look at it. I mean, it gives you all kinds of fantastic information about maybe the real value of silver and where it will go when they take out the fiat system. But down in the bottom right corner, they've added total cartel asset forfeiture liability. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And on this particular occasion, they've added the RICO image. But that's essentially, and that figure of 23 trillion is ramping up rapidly, and there's lots of ways of looking at it. But it's pretty much how much the American public, I believe this is just American, have had to sort of pay in taxes to cover inflation caused by the fiat money printing system. And all of that money is in the central banks, and all of that money is going to come back to the people.
So, what is the actual US national debt at the moment? Is it about?
It's similar. It's about
30, wasn't it?
35 trillion.
35, right. So keep your eyes on that then, because potentially the White Hats are in control of that. They're going to keep bumping that figure up till it is a national debt, and then wipe them both out using those assets, which they've taken by RICO and Trump's executive orders.
Yes.
But is this US debt clock? Is it legit? Because I've heard it's nothing to do with the Treasury. Nothing.
No. It is, it's
you wouldn't want to listen to the Treasury.
If people discuss the US debt clock like discuss Real War News, it's a bit satire.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's interesting, but they do put some really interesting imagery up. So they put up this picture of the UFO, which I like. Which Simon, if you can find that. So there's lots of little stuff on there, but it's obviously a big reference to the UFOs, big reference to the beekeeper and the whole bee thing, which I just thought was fantastic. The ceremony of the beekeeper, where there's where an old a monarch has died and a new king, succession, and that sort of seemed to play out. Go on, Stephen.
It mentions 4866 there, and if you look at the
that's the next. Yeah, that's the next slide. Yeah. There you go. And this is it. This is definitely what's where we've been at for some time, but they spent.
Trump said that again the other day, didn't he? In a presser. It was only yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
I was the hunter. I was the hunted. No,
that's right. Yeah, and when he was arrested and when they took that photograph of him in custody, it was just, you couldn't get a better picture, could you?
Mugshot.
Revenge. Yeah, the revenge in his face, the determination. Yes, just fantastic. And the hunt is on. I think the hunt has been and gone. I think they've hunted them all down. They know who they all are. They're letting them go through a pain and leverage phase, and it's
that's the thing. Though. That's the thing. Yeah, they've taken the top out, and the tears that are under there, the shit in the pants.
Yeah, if they've got no leadership or they've got no funds coming in.
And if they're all trying to blame each other, and if they're all, some
Suicide
of them
Weekend might be coming up as well.
Suicide Weekend, yes. Well, that's cropped up a few times. It's.
I mean, Matt Geiger said it very well on one of our shows. He said, "I'm in no rush to see these arrests. Let them sweat."
And that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Let them go to bed sweating.
Yeah,
sweating up.
Yeah. And then people say there's a I can't remember what it's called now, the term, but a time limit, where you have to try statute of limitations. I mean, it doesn't apply to any of these.
No, it doesn't, because a lot of people have been barking about Fauci was May the 11th was his statute of limitations, but under military, two things there. If you didn't get arrested, it would get people talking. Now you've got all Joe Rogan and all these big podcasters talking about Fauci, bringing him back into the narrative, because it's all coming. Election fraud, COVID, all this stuff, is coming. But it's just timing,
It's all coming, absolutely.
I was going to say, I forgot my point then, but I was going to say there's no statute of limitations in military law.
No. And the other thing with statute of limitations, if people are still publicly denying their involvement in a crime, they're actively still committing the crime. So that statute of limitations just keeps getting pushed forward. So yeah,
good point.
It's interesting. So I think we're at that point now where I was going to go through devolution and I was going to go through Alice in Wonderland, but I think I'll keep that till next time. And maybe we could play Dead or Alive.
Yeah, I like it when we play the games at the end.
I love games.
Do you? Excellent.
I always like to win.
Excellent. Okay. Well, have you got a little trailer or do a little intro for the music, or do I have to play my little thing, Simon?
You know I haven't.
You haven't. Good, because I like playing my little thing. Okay, it's time for Dead or Alive. Elvis, alive or dead? Oh, come on. How old is he going to be? You're not saying it's this Reverend Joyce chap, are you?
I'm not saying that at all, no. But if we can live to... But look, anything's possible. If they've got the technology where we die at 60, 70 years of age because they fill us with poisons all the time and med beds are out there or anything else, and we can live to 200-300, why not? Look, I mean, we've seen... And a lot of people say, no, that's not him. That's this military man and stuff. But that military man Trump had in front of him a lot of the time, whether he was in the wheelchair and stuff like that, didn't half look like JFK.
I was talking about Elvis.
I know you were. I was just making a point.
You've just taken away my second one.
He's stealing his thunder again.
You're stealing it. You can't go from Elvis to another person. Okay, then. JFK. He's going to be very old, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, just because I think if he had lived, and I've done a JFK presentation last year on the 22nd of November with a colleague of mine, a 3.5-hour presentation of the assassination of JFK, of course, on the 22nd. And the chances are, of course, that he lived and that they knew he was going to be assassinated, because you don't get a president driving a cabrio on Elm Street. You don't do that. I mean,
so was someone else's brains blown out?
They got the security to jump off when they turned the corner. I mean, that's absurd. So they knew it was coming. They had to let them commit the crime. But is it a clone? Was it J.D. Tippett? We don't know, but the chances are there that he did live, JFK, and even maybe on the island of Scorpios, and that this Onassis guy was a sort of he played the part. Let Jackie Onassis Kennedy marry this Onassis guy, marry him, and that JFK was there because. If he did live, I think he died a few years ago.
Yeah, I think that's the same. But I just want to say as well, just talking about JFK, and I know we weren't in your game, Charles.
I love it. Don't worry.
If anyone goes and watches that Zabruda film back, and every time I watch it, I think the same. Before that bullet comes in and you see this head explosion, he puts his head down like that and he's crouching down like this. And it looks to me like whatever that was, whether that was a clone or anything, it felt to me like they knew it was going to happen, right? Because he wasn't sitting there like this. He put his head down and he was almost sort of like clenched up.
Did he have a bag of explosive offal?
What's it called? Jay White, I think it's called. He thinks it was a squib. Tarantino uses it in a lot of films. But just to come back to Zapruder. Zapruder, if we believe this theory that it came from behind Zapruder, Zapruder's filming it all. If a rifle is shot behind you, goes off, I mean, you would jerk. There's not one single, you know, if a bullet, if you know what I mean, you would do this, or he was on the no, or it wasn't a real shot that was fired. And what Stu just said, when Kennedy goes back and to the left, it suggests that the shot was coming from the what do you call it? The sewage underneath the street.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also talk about when the guy in the passenger seat turned around and pops it off. There's so much to it, but if you watch it back, just look at his head. He looks like he's tensing up because he knows something coming in, and I just find that really interesting.
Do you think we're a little bit susceptible to confirmation bias? As in the guys we want to still be alive, we but find reasons to say that
subconsciously. Well, maybe, yeah,
probably. But what we're doing is we're not hopium dealers or anything like that. We're trying to manifest the positive, and we've got an open mind, and we're using our discernment. Now, anything is possible. You know, I don't want a bummer to still be walking about. I want the Obama plane to be walking about, and him sitting in a fucking well, I was going to say hotel room, but I don't mean hotel room. A little, you know, 9x8 cell at Guantanamo Bay.
9x8,
17.
In 1x1.7 is
okay. Next one, the King.
Which King?
Charles? What, King Charles?
Yes.
Come
on, you've got to be quicker than that.
I think he's alive, but I don't think that's him.
Well, then you're supposed to do that. Then
I think he's. How many Charles?
You think the original one's dead, right?
Charles. How many Charles have we seen? Charles, come on, Charles.
Charles is. I'm allowed to have my opinion.
We've seen so many Charleses.
Yeah, I've seen people show lots of pictures of Elon Musk when he was younger, and for me, it's still Elon Musk. But for other people, it doesn't look anything like him.
It does make me laugh when people say that doesn't look anything like him. When I think, in fact, that's probably the closest looking person I've ever
seen. Exactly. So I still think it is the same guy that was Charles, Prince. What was he? Prince of Wales or whatever. The same guy who was married to Diana. I still think it's the same guy. I think he's lived a very troubled life, and he's not a happy man. And I think he's been made to suffer. Yeah,
you might be right. I think, especially if they put an implant in any of these people, right? That basically it's we take you away, you play our game, otherwise you're in Guantanamo or you're going to get your neck stretched. Put an implant in someone. That as soon as they deviate from what the White Hats tell them to do, you just press a button.
How many of these people and how many of these characters have had a brace, ankle brace?
Yeah. No, I mean that's part of the picture, isn't it? But maybe the Zappa that you're talking about is what Mitch McConnell has had.
I think
GOP leader who
MK Ultra, that guy, maybe.
John Lennon. John Lennon is he dead or alive?
He's dead.
I'm manifesting the love.
He's dead.
Okay. Paul McCartney, original one, dead or alive?
Dead. Sorry, I missed that one. Charles, what did you?
No, you're right. No, I see. I don't think the same.
No, the original one is dead. I think the original one was a Tavistock experiment to see how far
these are all very interesting things that we can talk about. But they're the kind of things that you do on your show, right?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, quite often.
Yeah. That's it, I think. What about, okay, I'm going to spring some on you. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down, no. Okay. Is the Earth flat?
Absolutely.
Go.
Absolutely.
I can't think of any more.
Let me tell you something. just while you think of something else, whether the Earth is flat, round, or anything, the math they have given us for the heliocentric model they tell us about does not work. It does not work. It's all satanic. The 1 inch per mile, the age drop, and all this sort of thing. It does not work. They have lied about that. So whether it's sort of round but much bigger, the Antarctic Treaty, they've lied to us about it. Right?
Oh, they've lied to us about it for sure.
And I've seen. I could send you a couple of flat Earth films that you watch those. If you think that the Earth is round after that, you're off your head, right? But then I can also make good points about why it's round.
Yeah, this is it. There's it's like arses. Everyone's got an opinion, haven't they? And some arguments that people make either way are just a bit ridiculous. But to me, it doesn't matter. I don't know why, but I can't get too worked up about a lot of these things, whether they are it is round or it's flat.
We were just talking about religion. I mean, the Earth is not a sphere; it's bullshit. I mean, NASA means to deceive. We can't get through the firmament. They've shown it with Operation Dominic, Operation Fishbowl. Hillary Clinton has talked about it many times. We can't.
I think Musk showed the firmament, didn't he? Musk showed it, didn't he?
Yeah,
quite clearly. Yeah. He showed it quite clearly. Yeah.
So when we realize that the Bible and Genesis is truth, and that God created the firmament. That's Psalms 19, verse 1. Werner von Braun has got it on his tombstone. People should look that up. Psalms, chapter 19, verse 1 or something like it. Then people will realize, bloody hell, there is a creator. And what have these Satanists been doing? Taking us away from the creator. Because their God is Lucifer. Their God is Satan. And that's how they've been able to keep us in this low frequency. But when that was my awakening 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, we're heading towards the Great Awakening, aren't we?
Because when I realized that the Earth is not a sphere, but it very probably is flat, that changed my whole perception about life and about God. I was totally. And once you're flat earther, you never go back. You never go back.
Did they learn thumbs up moon landings?
Sorry?
Moon landings. Did they land on the moon?
Bullshit. No. Bullshit.
Yes. Bullshit. Yes, that's bullshit. That's definitely bullshit.
Not that they told us anyway. Maybe in the secret space program and whatever else they've got. But
I believe all these planets and all these stars and astral bodies, they're all realms behind the ice wall. When Musk tells us we're going to Mars, he doesn't mean up there. He means beyond the ice wall, and he might be developing planes or craft that can travel at an enormous speed to the realms of beyond the ice wall.
So all these things I will have space for in my head once the deep state collapses and we get that bit out of the way, because that's occupied my brain for so long. That's all I know is that little part down in the bottom of that big map. But we're going to find out some interesting stuff.
The collapse of the deep state, Charles, how long do you think that's going to take? I think it's going to take decades.
No,
because it's going to be a controlled demolition in a way that I think they're going to take it down bit by. It's not going to be an implosion like 9/11. We're not going to see that, in 9 seconds flat. It's going to be.
Well, how quickly has Trump and the military taken away the deep state's financial system? All of the ways that they generate money through oil and through terrorism and through all the Doge stuff and everything else, and now how USAID, and how quickly now are China and Russia and America coming together to squeeze them. I believe it's going to be very quick. I mean, I think once once your oxygen is cut, you die pretty quickly.
But I believe this was prepared decades ago. It's not. It wasn't prepared from 2007 when Trump went into office.
Decades in planning. Decades in planning.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know you've always sort of said that the whole thing's scripted and everything's scripted, but I mean, there definitely has been moves and counter moves. So, I mean, the deep state are still there trying.
I think the whole chess game is event driven rather than date driven.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, guys,
talking about the moon landings, if you want a quick laugh, this is only just over a minute long. Can you share my screen, Simon? I don't know if you've seen this Italian dad raging about the moon landings, but this is quite
brilliant. Great.
Show you how the fucking moon landing was fucking bullshit because everyone's telling you I was fucking wrong.
Showed me.
Yeah. So fucking explain to me. Here you go. The guy's getting off the rocket ship. Who the fuck is filming him? Who's filming him? How'd the fucking guy get up there if this is the first guy supposed to be on the fucking moon? A different rocket ship?
I don't know.
So they sent the rocket ship up there. He got off and he's like, all right, come on up now. I'm ready to fucking film. Are you fucking serious? He's supposed to be the first guy on the moon. It's bullshit. The car. How the fuck did the car fit in that rocket ship? Look, how did that car fit in the rocket ship?
I don't know.
Okay, right. More bullshit. Then the guy's floating around with a big fucking cord to his stomach, and they're telling you that's his fucking, life support. What's the gift? Was it fucking feeding him through the fucking tube like a baby? They fucking bouncing around like fucking junk balls. Yeah, watch. There it goes. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm going to stay behind. You guys go back and fucking die up here. And how the fuck did he get the film back to Earth? Yeah, look, the fake fucking parachute. Hey, we're home now. What happened to the guy back on the moon? They just left him?
I guess so.
Everyone guesses they don't have any fucking facts. Bullshit.
Brilliant. Love it. All right, guys. That'll do for now. See you in 2 weeks, yeah? Thank you very much.
I've got just the last one. I want to show the last one here. Simon had just put it down there. Just show it. He left the camera.
I'm going to get the pro.
You can't see
99. Proceeded. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good.
I can't see that.
Next thought.
They left the cameraman.
Okay. Yeah.
Good over. Roger, you have good thought.
Well, I mean, there's tons of it, isn't there? There's like spacewalks where they're quite clearly suspended from something that's sort of in their sort of pelvic area, and they're just hanging like that, which is just ridiculous. But
yeah,
next show we'll go through devolution and the drops after the first couple of days, which led to the Saudi purge, which I think is fantastic. So we'll see you in 2 weeks, and thanks very much, Simon, and thank you,
Pleasure.
Stephen. Thanks,
Pleasure.
all of you. Maybe hang around at the end for a couple of minutes, but we'll see you later.
Yep, we will.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.